Look at the daily reports for the market opening tomorrow on June 29th, 2026. This is Ken at Tortoise Capital. Let's see what we have here. Swing trade for tomorrow is USO. That's the oil ETF. You can see it's at the top of our value list. Has collapsed from the 30-day high to a 30-day low with the tightest little doji possible. So a breakout from that yellow zone allows for a nice recovery move, but also for a further collapse all the way back to 72. That makes it ideal for a direction neutral trader. In the volatile sniper, we have only weakness. There are no volatile strong ones. And you can see based on the 10-day NDX, Oracle's in the bottom 1% of its 10-day and 30-day and bottom 12% of its 150-day look back, while having a Z-score for 5-day volatility of almost 2 full sigma, but then also a very small 1-day Z-score range. So that is a perfect massive sell-off over the last 5 days to get it to annual weakness, but stable on Friday. So it's poised for a perfect breakout. And then for those that are in the quiet zone that are also weak, you have energy sector like Chevron, ExxonMobil, and XLE, the energy sector. So these are all that are poised for 1-day pops. They make great targets for swing trading 1 day at a time. Our long-term persistent trading value list, these are the ones that are a combination of extremely volatile and consistently volatile. So right from the top, Rigetti, the quantum computing, the triple leverage semiconductors. Look at all the semis in there. Marvell, Intel, AMD, Palantir. Then you round it out by Oracle, Alcoa, and clean energy. Clean energy is of interest. Alcoa is always of interest. So those are ones that are persistently ready all week to be good candidates for large directional moves intraday. This was a sniper trade of the day. So this was Thursday's move. That the high and the low of Thursday, the last 30 minutes it closed out here. You had a significant gap up. The green bar is the OR10. These are 10-minute bars. We play the breakout with the standard risk box here of about 50 cents. It continues to grind all day and close well. And then just before the close, we exit with a 2R win. And that one is in Coca-Cola, which is the opposite of a groovy tech trade. So that I would expect more success there if the market shows continued weakness. You've seen the 150-day look back on 3-day bars has gone from this harsh sell-off. That was a historical 30-day move, and now it's recovering back to the mean. And as we saw earlier, this is not promising. Well, it's promising short side is what it's promising. We've seen the daily. Let's look at our dashboard number 1. S&P, tech, and emerging markets in a overreaction system pullback. That's always valuable. We're in risk-off conditions. Negative on the 1, 5, 10, and 20-day holding periods, and the 40-day holding period has moved back into normal conditions after an extraordinary run-up. Real weakness in tech, in Cliff, and energy. Really, the only bright spot in there is the non-tech Dow and mid-caps, and international paper deserves a look, and regional banks. Things to look at. Quite a few breakouts to the upside and defensive plays. A few breakdowns here on the NDX time periods. Lots of dojis on Friday. Lots of auto framers that are well positioned. The symbols in the green are the big gainers from Friday. The red were the oversold, the worst performers from Friday. So there's quite a lot to choose from in the tactical there. In the auto framer, it's a buyer's market with extraordinary reward to risk ratios back to the 10-day high. This is being dominated by the energy sector. But Alcoa is always of interest. When it's at 6-1, I'm always interested. The daily squeezes are showing oil, DuPont, the whole energy sector, blended commodities, and Oracle has snuck in there for one-day pops. This is the TC2000 Sniper Auto Framer in descending order of reward to risk ratio. Bitcoin is really just getting slaughtered, as are precious metals, silver, oil. SpaceX getting torched, good, along with the individual company names in the semiconductors. So again, it's a buyer's market, and no overnight risk is indicated. A mixed bag of the four seasons of MACD. There are some that are just gaining wildly in the summer. That's going to be all your defensive plays like Johnson & Johnson, Home Depot, JP Morgan, Caterpillar, American Express. Notice the finance sector outperforming tech right now. In the ETFs, it's the non-tech indexes like the Dow, small caps, treasuries, industrials, utilities. Tech is suffering. So this is a rotation. And a lot to choose from in the different life cycles of the NDXs. Again, all the tech companies getting murdered, all of the defensive plays being reinforced. You see that here with the healthcare, banks, and utilities on the ETF side. Real decay in the markets. The slope is down and becoming problematic in the slope of the 30-period regression line. You see it's coming back from an extended 2 sigma gains. It's now back below the long-term average, and the percent stretch has come back to long-term historical averages as we approach the 200 once more. You can see the volatility of that slope stat has been wildly increased in the last 120 days, exceeding previous norms. This is post-COVID. We got a lot more volatility after COVID than we did before COVID, but the recent volatility is even more so. This is an example of that wild oscillation, a negative 2 sigma all the way up to a positive 3 sigma, then 3 back all the way to the long-term average. Cannot swing trade easily in that period with buy and forget. You've got to be an active manager in that. You can see that when the risk Z is rising, you get some really positive moves. When that starts to decay, you get performance that starts to decay. And that's where we are right now in the middle of chaos after 2 really good legs up. And this is a sign of chaos, and keep your powder dry. And that's everything for this weekend. Let's get ready for them on Monday.